Yo, what's good, everybody? Another Beers with Barton. It is Sunday, Fun Day, March 24th, 2024. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Oh boy, this is the sweet, sweet weekend. We had Carolina getting to the Sweet 16 and dance competition. So it was full of, actually our days weren't that bad. Saturday, Michaela only had her trio dance. And so we had to get there around 10 o'clock. It's about 30 minutes away, so not too bad. Waited a couple hours, did their dance, and then awards were pretty shortly afterwards. The dance was great, but they didn't place as high as potentially they could have, or we thought they could. The scoring seemed a little off. Of course, I'm biased, but I think there was 12 dances, 12 trios, or 12 dances entered in that grouping, and they only did a top three. We don't know what the score is. They could have finished fourth. We have no idea, but one of the ones that finished in the top three was painful to watch. The dancers were okay, but just the song and the choreography, it just seemed like really weird, and I think a lot of people felt that way. So I was a little surprised, but if they wouldn't have placed, then I would have just been like, hey, there's 12. I mean, who knows? But anyways, not the finish we wanted, but had to be back today at 7:30. Got up at 5:30, left the house at 7, and she had all 5 of her dances between, I think her first dance was like 9:15, and our last one was like 11:45. So 2.5 hours, 5 dances, a lot of quick changes, but they did great. Their jazz routine and their contemporary, or their lyrical, finished 4th and 5th out of, I think, 12 or 14. So they did good overall. So we enjoyed it, and then went out to lunch with the team, hung out, and then came home. And did a few things around the house, and then went, one of Michaela's friends came with us because the mom was driving down to see her son play baseball. So she came with us to lunch, and then she came and hung out here for a while. Then we went over to their house, hung out with my buddy, had a couple beers, played some kickball in the backyard, and destroyed the kids. The 3 dads beat the 4 kids. It was fantastic. But great weekend overall. Second competition in the books. Yesterday was a little bit of an adventure when we got out of the dance competition. Jess's car wouldn't start that we had taken, the RAV4. I think I left one of the lights on accident. That's what I thought. But luckily, Jess's mom was there. She jumped us, started right up, got home. It was easy. Did a few things around the house, took it back out, started right up, got gas, grabbed lunch, all that kind of stuff, or I guess it was almost dinner or late lunch. And then came back home. Jess took me out, dropped me off at the local watering hole so I could go watch the Tar Heels win. We'll get to that in a minute. And then came to pick me back up a couple hours later. Car wouldn't start again. So I jumped it this morning. We ended up taking the truck. Which is, the truck's great, but it's not meant for, carrying. It's got the open bed. So we threw a bunch of stuff in the back seat. And then when Michaela's friend came with us, we had to put some stuff in the bed and, zip tie it, bungee it down. But we made it work. Hopefully, since it's jumping pretty quick, it's just a bum battery, which is weird because we just had the battery replaced 2 months ago. So maybe a bad connection or something. Hopefully it's not like an alternator or the starter or solenoid, but we'll find out. Hopefully we get in tomorrow, but it is what it is. I was able to catch the game last night. Didn't know we were going to finish dance, so basically got to Pippa's right as tip-off was there. Carolina started slow. It was a little scary. Michigan State came out. I think they were down 28-17 at one point, and then Carolina went on like a huge 20-1 run, was up 9 at halftime, got kind of close, and then they just kind of, about the last 8 to 12 minutes of the second half, you could tell they were kind of taking over and just pulling. So Sweet 16 for them. They will meet the winner of Alabama and Grand Canyon, which is going on right now. Alabama's up. Duke won today. They're in the Sweet 16. They got a cakewalk with, I think, James Madison, who upset Wisconsin. State got a cakewalk because they were an 11 seed. They did beat a 6 seed, but then they got Oakland, not California, it's Michigan, who upset Kentucky. So they're in the Sweet 16 after overtime. They've got to meet Marquette, though, so that's going to be an interesting one. UConn's up like 25 at halftime, so Purdue won also. Houston's later. So anyways, Carolina Duke, NC State, and Clemson are all in the Sweet 16. Only 5 ACC teams got in. Virginia was in one of the play-in games and lost by like 25. It shouldn't even been in. Pitt should have been in. So 25% from the ACC, which is pretty cool. Clemson, I'm indifferent towards. My good buddy Jimmy is a Clemson fan, and he went to Clemson. So that's cool. And if Carolina and Clemson each win their next games, they'll meet each other in the Elite Eight. Same State, I don't really like State. They'll always be a little brother, but it's been a cool story. But it'll end. Duke, of course, I hope. Crash and burns. I think they'd play potentially Houston next, assuming Houston beats. I think they play Texas A&M later. So, what a sweet, sweet, sweet weekend it was. Dance competitions and Sweet 16. So, also shout out to my buddy Danny Dimes for 2 things. Number one, gambling is legal here in North Carolina now. So I fought it for a while. Finally downloaded the app on Friday because I was sitting at Pippa's watching some games and just messed around with it. And he's giving me some good tips on things to look out. So shout out to him for that one. And he's a big UConn guy. He went to UConn. So he's been giving me some good tips on some of their lines. And I just don't see anyone beating UConn, man. I just really don't. They're just so good. But anything can happen. And then he hooked me up with some great beers last week, and this is one of them, the Cosmic Crown, Cigar City, which is Tampa, Florida. He goes down there, I believe his wife's family, so he'll go down there once or twice a year, and he always grabs some good beers, hooks me up. So Cosmic Crown, and that's what I'm hoping Tar Heels can get. I mean, they obviously will have a very tough matchup against most likely Alabama, who can run and gun. And then if they somehow get past that, they're going to get either Clemson, which is obviously they're playing good ball. And Clemson beat them in Carolina this year. Only the second time ever, or potentially Arizona, Caleb Love. So, and then if all things align and we do get to the Final Four, we'd have to most likely meet UConn. And they played earlier this year. It was real early. UConn was still finding their feet. So was Carolina, excel at transfers, but I think they beat us by 12 or 13. We're never really in that game. We're a lot better than we were then, and they're a ton better. So that's going to be a rail. But I want to see it happen. And after last year, not even making the tournament, being a number 1 seed, ACC regular season, made it to the ACC champ game. Yes, State did beat us. A number 1 seed. And if we could get to the Final Four and beat a potential Arizona or even Clemson, which would be cool, that's a hell of a year. Final Fours are hard to get to. So anyways, cheers. Thanks to my boy Danny Dimes hooking it up with the beer. As always, this is a Cosmic Crown Belgian style strong golden ale. I've never had this. Had some from Cigar City. It's a 9%er. Hello. So Potter's over there doing who knows what. Poor guy was in his crate for like 7 hours today, and then another 3 when we were at our friend's. So he's probably antsy. So cheers to the sweet, sweet weekend. Tar Heels in the Sweet 16. Michaela had a solid dance competition, and like I said, placed 4th and 5th. Actually had to be more because I think there was 12 and they did top 3, so this may have been like 18, and they finished 4th and 1 and then 5th. So in her jazz and lyrical, so she's feeling good. It's gonna be ready to get back to reality tomorrow, but we're gonna enjoy tonight. So cheers to the sweet, sweet weekend. Thanks again, my boy Danny Dimes hooking me up with the beers. Cheers. Ooh, it's got a little. It is a strong ale. Ooh. It's not a sipper. It's probably an easy drinker. It's probably between an easy drinker and a sipper. It's not a guzzler. It's got a little heaviness to it, but really good flavor, man. Cosmic Crown, Belgian style strong golden ale. It's got the cool picture on it. All right, buddy. That's it. Back to reality tomorrow. Yeah, that is happening. Back to work. All right. Cheers, everybody. Sweet, sweet weekend. Can't ask for anything more. My boys got to the Sweet 16. And I would say Michaela had a successful second of 4 dance competitions this weekend, so it's great. And hopefully we just we got a dud battery that was replaced 2 months ago, and we just need another new battery or a connection. There's nothing more. Hopefully find out tomorrow. Cheers. Till next time.